My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
And surprise me, this has. The Motorola RAZR 40 Ultra. Unboxing, first impressions, review, all rolled into one. Let's go. So, what's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. And yes, I could have made 3 separate videos on the RAZR 40 Ultra, but I wouldn't want to do you dirty like that. Let's get all out in one go. It's actually kind of a 4 video combo in one, because I'm going to compare it to the 2 other flip phones I've had in the past few months, where it sits in that lineup of 3, and my overall winner, if you like. So stay tuned to the end to find out which flip phone I would choose if I liked flip phones. For those of you that watch my channel regularly, I'm not a flip phone kind of guy. Fair play to you if you are, it's just not for me. I like big phones, and I cannot lie. First things first, and I'll highlight this for every single company that does this, they include a charger in the box. They not only include a charger in the box, they include a case in the box, and the USB-C cable, and a SIM ejection tool. Samsung, Google, Apple, and all the others that are going to jump on the bandwagon soon, please, just give us what we need in the box. It's far more sustainable than us having to buy from Amazon and get them to ship something out in a separate truck, in a separate box, and then we lose it and then we have to buy another one anyway. So just ship it in the box. So unboxing experience, tick for Motorola, and I'll compare it to the Oppo Find N3 Flip and the Samsung Z Flip 5. As far as unboxing experiences, the Oppo takes the lead. However, it didn't include more than the Motorola. It was just a nicer presentation. With no surprises, the Samsung is last, as you get nothing in the box other than the phone and a cable. Now, when you first take the phone out of the box, straight away you can feel how light the device is. And I've said in a previous video that my Google Pixel Fold, the reason I think I am drawn to this so much, and the reason I've had 4, long story, is because its heft, its size, its weight. The Motorola RAZR 40 is a premium flip phone device, it absolutely is, but when you first take out the box and it's got those rounded corners and it's 184 grams roughly, it doesn't feel quite as premium as, and I have to be honest here, the Z Flip 5 and the Find N3 Flip. But it is. It's an aluminium frame, it's Gorilla Glass Victus on the front, little screen and back. It's obviously a plastic coating on the inside, but all feels good. The hinge feels fine. Again, hinge-wise, you don't have too much confidence it's going to stay at all angles, but once you get to, say, 90 degrees, it's, not as good as the other 2 phones I mentioned, but it works. I am certainly not the type to have this on a desk and want to take TikTok videos like most flip phones kind of advertise that as their feature. That ain't me. Now, on the back, while it is Gorilla Glass Victus, this, is it magenta colour? I can't even remember. Red. It's a really, really tactile textures back, and it's actually super non-slip on surfaces. So many times when I rock a phone naked, especially like Pixel devices, they're so slippy that whatever surface I put them on, they tend to find their way to the edge of that surface and fall off pretty damn quick. The Motorola doesn't do that. I like the texture back. I actually like this colour as well, something that the Oppo doesn't have many of its colours, but the Samsung does. Now, other hardware aspects are obviously the screens I've discussed. Motorola, in my opinion, are doing exactly what I want from an outer cover display. As you can see here, every single app you want to include stock straight out the box can be on the cover screen. You can watch YouTube. You can actually reply to WhatsApp messages because it's a full keyboard, and the 3.6 inch 120Hz display is actually pretty usable. That was my biggest gripe with the Z Flip 5. Limited functionality. Yes, you can go in the Good Lock app and you can download other things, but out the box, limited functionality. And B, while it seems like a similar size screen at 3.4 inches, it just wasn't. Everything just felt a bit more cramped. And I guess that's because this is 0.2 inches bigger, but also the inside screen is also 0.2 inches bigger. So overall, the footprint of this 40 Ultra is just a bit more accessible for those that want to use the outer display. If you're going to give me a flip phone and I'm going to review it, I want to be able to use the outer cover display as much as possible. All notifications, all alerts, everything comes through easy. The actual setup process on Motorola is seamless. It's basically stock Android. There's a whole Motorola suite of apps and security features and gestures that you can actually dig deep into for hours, to be honest. I'm really impressed with what Motorola were doing. They were the pioneers of the flip phone. Please don't forget that. The Motorola RAZR, I have 2 of them. In fact, I probably have... Yes. I have the Motorola RAZR. This thing is just so fucking beautiful. Excuse my French. I have it in silver, a limited edition box that I'm keeping, and then I have the black variant. Now, obviously, you can see size differences here. I should have done a comparison between these two. But yeah, look at that tiny cover display. But it showed up when you got a message and a phone call, so I liked it. But yeah, what Motorola are doing nowadays, they did have like a 10-year blip. But no, this is really impressed with this and much more usable for me. Now, continuing on with the hardware, we obviously have to talk about the cameras. This category, if we were doing a full comparison, Oppo wins hands down because it's got, you know what I love? I love a zoom lens, and the Oppo has that. The Samsung and the Motorola don't. However, the photos that the RAZR takes are actually pretty damn respectable. It's a 13 megapixel ultra wide and I believe a 64 megapixel main or a 50 megapixel main. Megapixels don't mean everything, but photos are clear. The 8 times zoom that you can see here, that's 8 times. It ain't trash, I'm not going to lie. It ain't like a potato like other flip phones. So yeah, I'd put the camera right in the middle. I do think the Z Flip 5, like the Z Fold 5 for Samsung, is just falling behind the competition. Now that there is competition, Samsung had too many years without worrying about who's coming up behind them, whereas now people have not only come up behind them, they've just overtaken. So Samsung need to step up their game. Now, video recording wise, take a listen. Another key benefit with the camera system, the inside selfie camera is 4K, and you know how much I love some 4K action. You can use the 6.9 inch inner display as a monitor when you've got the phone set up on a tripod, safe in the knowledge that you're getting 4K quality footage from the inside camera. 32 megapixel. And on the rear cameras, again 4K, both lenses, but the 3.6 inch display automatically turns into a viewfinder. Perfect for selfie video, vlogging, a really good angle actually. You can use it ultra wide as well. Not entirely sure how the mic and audio sounds, but I'll find out in the editing process. Yeah, very impressed with what they have included as far as the camera setup. In my opinion, ahead of the Samsung Z Flip 5, but behind the Oppo, purely because, you know me, I love a zoom lens. And you know I love 4K. And actually, the audio didn't sound too bad. I listened to it back in the edit before I posted. And the audio and the microphones, if you were vlogging or using this for your TikToks or Reels, whatever you use them for, you youngsters, I think the microphone is perfectly fine on this. And along with the microphone and audio, we have to talk about speakers. I've got a different track for today, so have a listen to the speakers. So no, they're not groundbreaking, but they're certainly not bad. It's Bluetooth 5.2, I believe, on this, or it might be 5.3. I think it's 5.2. Listen, I've not had issues with Bluetooth dropping out of anything for, I want to say, like a year or two now. So whether it's 5.1, 2, or 3, you're absolutely fine as far as getting good connection. As mentioned, software-wise, it's basically stock Android. It's Android 13 out the box. It will get the Android 14 update. From what I'm led to believe, there's 4 years of software updates through Motorola. Getting in and out of the phone, security-wise, is great. There's a side-mounting fingerprint. There's face unlock. There's pattern and pin. I really can't find much fault on the RAZR 40 Ultra. Now, again, this phone isn't for me. I like a larger phone. I like a big phone that gets even bigger. That's why I like the Pixel. It's a fairly big phone and it gets a lot bigger. With the Motorola 40 Ultra, it's a small phone that can stay small for as long as you like until you feel you need to make it bigger. Now, the 40 Ultra screen is actually wider than the Flip 5 and the N3 Flip, which for me is better because that two-finger typing, the Gboard keyboard, is just more like an actual candy bar device. Full Google services, it's a global ROM, you've got Android Auto, you've got 5G, you've got dual SIM. Yeah, you're getting a lot for the money. And I guess that's what I should talk about now is the cost. The RAZR 40 Ultra in the UK is on an Amazon Black Friday deal and it was £839. The RAZR 40 non-Ultra, me and one of my channel members, Samantha, were comparing them, and she forwarded me on that in the States, the RAZR 40, not the Ultra, is £699. Now, when you do the conversion to pounds, that's about £550. Then when you look at the specs, there's basically no difference, which confuses me. I guess it's not a bad thing for the consumer, because if you're in the market for a flip phone with 256 gigabytes of storage, you can get the RAZR 40 for half the price of the Z Flip 5. And for me, you're picking up a far better phone. That outer cover display, fully customizable, some really cool stock clocks, widgets. You can use all apps, and you can actually use all apps. As I showed before, YouTube works perfectly on outer cover display. The speakers are good enough to just listen to it while you're doing chores and dishes. That's my use case scenario, average dad and all that. I've been super impressed. Now, this is not my daily driver. This will not be my daily driver. In fact, it's probably going to get sold or returned because I'm not a flip aficionado. I am not Michael Fisher, who loves his flip phone and keeps it in his shirt pocket. I rarely wear shirts. However, if you are looking for a new device and you've got a flip phone or you're looking to move to a flip phone, yes, the Samsung gets a lot of love and praise, but that's marketing mostly. It's not a bad phone, but it's not great. The Oppo Find N3 Flip is very close to a great phone. The outer cover display is obviously a lot smaller at like 2.4 inches. Not as much functionality as the RAZR. If you're looking for a device, I would say at least try the RAZR 40 Ultra. You might be pleasantly surprised. And as Forrest's mum said, life is like a box of chocolates and you never know what you're going to get. Until next time.